talking to Göran Fors, Global Head of GTS Banks at SEB, and we're going to have a conversation about Target2Securities. So the European Central Bank is planning to offer early bird incentives to central securities depositories that sign up for Target2Securities. Is it a lot of people are talking about whether or not this is make or break time for T2S? Would you agree with that?
I think T2S in general is not going to break, or T2S will happen. I don't foresee any reason why ECB should allow that to not happen. What T2S will face in the next few years is the challenge of attracting enough volume. The volume today, which is looking to be committed, whether there is an incentive to join early or not, is very much probably looking at the EMU area instead of other currencies. Even though they're building a multi-currency system, I think they have a challenge in attracting volumes. There might be countries who will join, even if they're not part of the euro area. But it's very obvious that UK, Switzerland, and probably some of other countries will not. But make or break, I would not say that is an option.
Do you agree? I mean, it seems like you probably don't, but I mean, do you agree that there have been comments from other transactional banks that the business changes related to T2S are colossal, and it really should be implemented in stages instead of a deadline? I mean, what do you think of that?
No, I agree with that there is some major changes to banks in supporting this post-trade area. And I think whether T2S will happen in the market, or whether T2S, if that would then be the case, which I don't believe that it would not happen at all, I still think that there will be massive changes to how we work in the post-trade area. This is not going to be a big bang. It's going to be a slow change on how we work, and it's actually initiated already. We as a bank, for our part of the world, is already involved in a lot of discussions with clients how to change the model that they work in our specific market. So I don't agree that it's going to be happening one big bang when T2S comes. I think it's a process that already is on its way. And when we work on separating transactions and asset servicing and setting up possibilities to operate accounts on behalf of others, which is one of the things that I think is going to be driven more and more, that institutions want to be direct into a market, being actually visible. That is driven very much by compliance and by other regulatory initiatives. That's going to happen even if T2S is not there. So in a way I agree to, I'm not really agreeing to your statement, but at the same time I agree to what it's implifying, that it's going to be changing a lot, yes. A lot of changes.
So I mean, the projected deadline for Target2Securities is now 2015, but I mean, there is right now a lot of pessimism about the platform, and of course this week, the second week of December, has been a huge momentous change for the EU and the euro. So is 2015 optimistic? Do you think it's going to be pushed back even further, or scarpered, or entirely?
To be honest, I'm not so sure whether they have to postpone it even more, even though that's of course not unlikely. But we still have an issue with for the CSDs, they still have to sign a framework agreement, and the objective is to do that during the first 6 months of next year. After that, there has to be a lot of work done on adjusting to the new environment for the CSDs as well as the central banks. I don't really see any reason why they should not be able to do a first wave during 2015 still, and having, as it is now, the ambition to have the fourth wave and the last one in 2016, or the last one for this time. Because I think one of the things that I personally believe is that even if ECB today have a four-wave implementation, there will be implementations after as well, because there will be countries who will then look to join, and I would be very surprised if ECB would not be open to have other countries join after the now official deadlines. But not necessarily to postpone it again. I think the project in general, what I hear, there are a lot of things going on, and they've also just, one of the last more formal parts of the process is being decided on the communication networks, and there's still some open issues there. But that's also now on its way, and the election of those have been announced, and they now start how to work on it. So I think it's not impossible that 2015 is a fine date to go live. And to be honest, you should not, as a project, you cannot delay, and you have to come out and say, get into a live production area.
And it causes people to get moving if there's a deadline.
Yes, and it's also it's a question of trusting the project, the comfort in that it actually, if you continue postponing it, so it has to be something serious. So of course I don't know exactly what could be a problem for the project team, but as far as I know, I would be surprised if they continued postponing it. If and when the agreement now will be signed, and I would say that the crucial part is now to be able to agree and get the CSDs to sign the framework agreement. If that is being delayed again, then the CSDs are not committed to work on it, and the CSDs have to go through their developments to enter into a testing phase. So if it's delayed again, I would presume it's more due to the reason that they haven't agreed on the agreement, not because there is a project or a issue with the system.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.